internet? How are we doing tonight? How are all of you doing tonight?
We're good.
Yay!
Good, good, awesome. Everything's looking good. Everything's looking great. Dungeon crawling and ooze. I don't know about that, Chili. Didn't you hadn't seen it? We're at the carnival, so yeah, that'll not go wrong. Anyways, good evening. Welcome everyone in the chat. If you're checking this out on Video Demand later or YouTube, thank you for checking this out. It's our challenge accepted live Dungeons and Dragons gameplay. We are going to be continuing our third season of Challenge Accepted. Want to give a shout out for Sirenscape for background musics and soundboards. Want to give a shout out to the community. Thank you guys for continuing to consume this content and support us week to week. It's really appreciated. If you'd like to, if you're new to the channel as you're watching, you know, click on the follow or the subscribe. If you want to support the studio, go over to patreon.com/scubastudio and you could become a patron there. There's links all in the panels here in Twitch. And that's pretty much all I got for announcements. It's been a week. And I keep saying the same thing over and over again. One of these days I'll pre-record something. But yeah, we're going to get into it. We're going to have some fun. We're going to see how this goes. We're not going to have a show next Saturday night. It's a holiday weekend and whatnot. So, you know, we're going to do those things. But we are definitely going to have our show tonight. And we'll be back in 2 weeks. Would be double check on the calendar so I know I got it right. We'll be back on the 20th, 8 p.m. So we'll recap that again at the end. If you're all those things, yeah, we're just gonna get to it. How are you guys doing? You doing pretty good? I'm a little tired.
Good. Yeah, it's a long week. I had some D&D yesterday, and I'm looking forward to some more D&D tonight.
Yeah, it's never wrong to have plenty of D&D in your life.
Oh yeah.
I had my other game this morning, so yeah.
Yeah.
I go
Fun was
Thursday,
that.
Friday, Saturday right now.
I'd like to do more games, but you know, there's only so much I can do in so much amount of time.
You had one this
You
morning
have
too,
you have all
so
the editing and stuff too.
Yeah. All the last week's episodes are up on YouTube. If you wanted to see what happened last week, I meant to release them on Friday, but I actually forgot to change them from unlisted to public. But that's okay. If you're on Patreon, you had access to it all week, so you can check it out.
That's true.
I did some change up on the editing and the audio, so hopefully it sounds a lot better than previously. But you know, trying to do more things.
I think the audio did sound a little better.
I found a good resource for my video editing program. For those who don't know, I use DaVinci Resolve for all my video editing, and I've been using it for about 6 months, but there are a lot of features I didn't understand, so it was one of those I felt I didn't have enough time to explore, and so I did find a good resource within the last couple of weeks that really helped me kind of dive into some of those features. So I tried a few of those things to kind of tweak the audio so that, you know, the audio, so it does sound a little bit better, a little more balanced, and gives focus where focus needs to be. I've got some more things planned, but I need to watch a few more tutorials to build those things for the videos. So when I get, if you're on, again, with patrons, we'll find out about this stuff before everybody else, because I will be all about, hey, check this out, see these new things I did, tell me what you think.
Yeah.
So all the fun things. But yeah, everything else good for this week for the most part. Yep.
Yeah. Just getting more snow tonight.
Oh, joy. It was actually warm here
It's already
today.
snowing here.
Say again, Pearl?
It's already snowing here. It's already sticking to the roads and everything.
Oh, Lord. We've been dealing with that vortex is coming down. So I guess after this, probably community challenge will be go watch Day After Tomorrow.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. One of those end of the world movies.
Yeah, they have fun.
Yeah.
50
That one's
degrees.
pretty
Yeah,
interesting one.
50 degrees. It was like 53 today. It was really weird. I
Hmm.
feel like I was freezing when I stepped outside.
It hasn't been above 40 all week here, so whatever. I'm not.
Well, I mean,
It's Utah. We're different. So.
yeah.
Yeah, see, I'm up in Illinois, so and
No, you know,
very moist and cold.
I mean, you're right there on the southern edge of the of Lake Michigan and the rest of the Great Lakes. So yeah, you're all kinds of that effect.
Hey, it's not as bad as where I went to college. In college, I was up in Chesterton, Chesterton, and it was like maybe an hour or two away from Chicago, so it was like right up in there, right next to the lake.
Hmm.
And talk about lots of snow.
I
And it still wasn't as bad as when I grew up in Minnesota.
Oh yeah, Minnesota's gonna have it rough this week. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Alrighty. Well, yeah, let's get into this. So last week, the party had left the mine and traveled back to Squall's End and met up with the blacksmith who had hired them, paid them their gold, and then they were kind of hanging out around trying to see what else they could do, and decided to go with Nin back to the carnival that he had been traveling with, and to kind of see how that's how that is going. Upon arriving at the carnival, you found out that it's not a very happy place, and you see kind of how Nin is being treated.
What's
And-
next?
And there's some other stuff going on. Some of the creatures some of the large creatures that are in captivity as part of the carnival's attractions don't appear to be in the best condition. And there was some rumors floating around some of the carnival staff that they had a couple of new exhibits, and that was why they had set up so close to the shoreline, because they needed a ready access of seawater. Met the carnival ringleader, person in charge, Eloree, a gnome with a very kind of gravelly disposition, and she seems to have she tries to play it off that she's just applying a firm hand to Nin's eccentric.
Eccentricity.
Yes, that word.
Bad stuff.
Bleh. So the party did try to negotiate a way of allowing him to leave the carnival on good terms. There's a deal that's been struck that if the party pays 100 gold to Eloree, then she will happily let Nin grab what possessions he has and leave the carnival with no hard feelings. The party wanted to investigate a little bit more because they felt that there was a big disservice to the animals or creatures in there, and of course Pearl's infinite curiosity. He wants to explore what is in the covered wagons that are being protected by a Leonin. And as while we had Maze, Titus, and Carolee go and attempt to look through the ringleader's wagon, Pearl was keeping watch on the Leonin as 3 merrow crawled up from the nearby shoreline, and proceeded to attack the Leonin. And that is where we will kind of come in to things for tonight. Maze, of course, has been hit with poison that was in a booby trap on the doorknob of the wagon, and she has fallen unconscious for the next hour unless someone attempts to revive her. Nin is currently at the entrance of the main carnival tent. Eloree is inside the carnival tent, Nin is kind of helping ushering the guests inside so they can take their seats to start the show. Pearl is near where the Merrow are attacking the Leonin. So this is where we will come in. And I think just for kind of simplicity's sake, we will just roll initiative to kind of keep the turn order going and kind of go from there. So let's start with the rolling of the initiative.
It's a 12 for Titus.
12 for Titus. Alrighty.
10 for Nin.
10 for Nin. Pearl?
16.
16. Okay. And Carolee?
I have to clear my dice, so I'll just do D&D Beyond. 14.
14. Alrighty.
I grab my dice.
That's a grungy looking circus tent there.
I know, I figured it's creepy, right? So
Right.
the other one was too happy, so I did that one instead.
Yeah, I think this is where the downtrodden come.
I had two options, that one or this one.
Oh.
They're both pretty good, honestly.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah, I
both
know.
pretty good.
I'm gonna go here. It's nighttime. I'm gonna go that one.
Yeah.
My students always tease me because every time we play D&D, every time I run the game, I have a different background. So
Nothing wrong with that.
I try to get one on theme with what we're doing for the day. So
Carnival one.
So let's
And Glenn and Naomi, your names are still up.
yeah, that's true.
There you go.
Sirenscape is so relaxing. It's like we're not in danger.
yeah, fine. You guys are fine.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pull up a beach chair and get myself a pina colada.
Yeah, of course we don't know anything's going on yet, so it is just relaxing.
And
Just listen to the waves.
the occasional scream of an abused creature. Ah!
So we can show you the map. Alrighty, so here we are with our map. As you can see, we have Carolee, Titus, and Maze up here on the north area. Pearl over here. You have Nin over here. So at the top of the order are the Merrow.
Oh.
So they are going to attack the veteran again. Real quick on that. They hit the Leonin again with their harpoons. Take him out. So he kind of collapses and falls. Brings us to Pearl. You see the big old Leonin get hit with a round of harpoons and seems to just collapse to the ground. What do you wish to do? You're on mute.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to point to the tarped wagons, trying to help them, showing that I'm friendly, basically, and say, yeah, well, because I don't know if I'm in this. Because did I get the silence cast off or no?
You cast silence. That's right. You cast silence at the end. What's silence do again?
Let me pull that up real quick. Let's see here. It's always fun to find it. There it is. There we go. Nope, it does not. It does not let me milk it because it's it's not on the. It was up on the.
I haven't.
Never had to actually use my shadow arts before, so. Trying to find.
It's
where
just a
which
silent spell, right? Or is this part of your
There it is.
shadow arts?
Yeah,
So-
it's in the spell section. For a duration, no sound can be created within or pass through a 20-foot radius sphere centered on the point you choose within range. Any creature or object entirely inside the sphere is immune to the thunder damage, and it goes on.
All right. So where did you center the silence?
I went around like where I captured the Leon and also as many of the wagons that are tarped as I can, so that when they're trying to take the tarps off and stuff, it'll be quiet. But what I'm going to try and do is quietly, say, I think they might be in there if that's what you're looking for.
So you're trying to catch the two wagons and the Leonin?
If I can. I'm not sure if it has enough radius. Probably not get both of I don't know if I'll be able to get both of the wagons, but at least try and get as close as I can.
All right.
That way, like I said, as they're trying to wrangle the cages open and anything like that, if they need to, it'll be less likely that anyone will hear it.
So you definitely can get one wagon and the Leonin, but the other wagon is unaffected by that.
Yeah, I kind of figured it would be the but yeah. So and
all right, so you
Yeah, so she's gonna
you
kinda
cast
block that
that when they did their first one, so now it's the second one, and you're trying to kind of point them toward the wagons.
yes.
Go and roll a persuasion.
Okay. Oh, hey, a dirty 20.
Alrighty.
Mm-hmm.
So they
That's pretty good for only having a +1.
they ignore you and focus in on the first wagon.
Hmm.
Okay.
And I'm just like, I'm just ready an action in case they, for some reason, turn on me. But otherwise,
Well,
I'm just
you
gonna
did
stay there.
you did the persuasion, so that's and you
Okay,
and,
yeah,
and
I
that's
forgot
kind of your
that-
kind of your
I-
thing. So
Yeah, I
that's
forgot
the-
that was an action. You're fine.
That's fine. So the silence keeps him from making any noise. Now we're bring up to Carolee and Titus on deck. You guys, Maze tried to open the door, but kind of got that prick in her hand, and then kind of fell over unconscious, sleeping soundly. And you're mute, Carolee.
I went down and I did a medicine check on her, and you saw that she was poisoned.
Yes.
And I was thinking about my herbalism kit, and then I just remembered, oh, I don't need an herbalism kit, and I just cast Lesser Restoration on her.
Okay.
Which takes care of poison.
All right. So the poison condition is removed. So now she is technically sleeping unless someone wakes her up.
I guess my action would be to cast that spell. I'm assuming since I'm there, can I shake her too, or?
Yep, you can shake her and wake her up. She kind of
Okay.
opens her eyes, kind of groggily, but she's awake.
And I'll say, you missed that one.
Fair enough. All right, so now we go on for Titus.
So I have heard nothing. I'm assuming everything is just smooth sailing right
As
now.
far as you are aware, because you can't see around the tent,
Right.
you saw that Carolee saw Maze go down. Carolee kind of do the hand thing and kind of wake her up. So now she's kind of waking up. You know that there was a trap on that door.
Okay. All right, so I am going to investigate to see if the trap is done what it's going to do and the door is able to be opened.
Okay. Go ahead and roll an investigation check.
I will put on my glasses as I look very, very closely.
Very studiously. Yes, yes, go ahead.
Gotta love
Glasses of myopia.
Yeah. You gotta be kidding me.
I hope not. What'd you get?
Well, the first one was a 2. The second was a 4.
Wow.
Like the next one, 6. You go by
Even with those nifty glasses you got in Paradon, you can't see the mechanism for this trap for nothing. You know it's there, but you cannot discern how this mechanism works.
Okay. So, can I... Was that my action? Would the opening the door be an action?
The
Or did
opening
I
door
just-
would be an action. You did an action to kind of investigate it.
Okay. Alright, well then that will be my turn.
Alrighty. Alright, no one is the wiser because no noise has been... Alright, which brings us to Nin. As far as you're aware, people are still kind of traveling in to enter the main tent area.
Step right up, boys and girls, kids of all ages. Come on in and see the grand spectacle of the Eloree's fantastic follies. Just 5 copper for entrance. I guess you're already paying there. Come to the greatest, worst, and he's biting on a piece of leather. The best, I mean, the most terrible, best show on earth or in the world. Here you go, ladies and gentlemen, into the big tent.
Alright, everybody's kind of walking in, ushering in, and it doesn't seem that anything is amiss or aware of anything else. You know, so is that all you're doing? Is just kind of doing that?
Yeah, I'm ushering them in to where I'm at.
Okay.
In the main entrance there.
Alrighty. He ain't going in. So bring us back up with the Merrow. And Pearl, as you're watching, as they go up to the first tent or the first wagon, and kind of remove the They go and they remove the first coverings, and as they pull it away, you see there's this large tank of water, and inside is this little creature. Looks kind of fish-like, and as it sees the merrow removing the thing, it starts to kind of push itself away from them, and as they come up to it, and kind of look through it, and then one of them continues on around to the next covered cart, and then it removes that one, and you see another tank, only larger, and inside is another merrow that is bound with a pair of manacles, as it's kind of sitting there in the water, not very happy until it sees that another of its kind has come for it. That is their
Failing.
turns. Alrighty. So Pearl, what do you do as you see this?
Well, I kind of like to go tell the rest of the party about this without causing any trouble with them. So what I'd like to do is dash off around the tent, to the left. But what I would do is, as I start to move away, see if it bothers them that I'm leaving. You get what I'm saying? So I don't. If they start getting irritated at all that I'm leaving, thinking that I'm going to tell on them or whatever they might think, then I don't want to leave. But if they let me leave, then I'm going to go tell my party that they're there.
How are you which way are you going to try and move? And are you going to try and do it stealthy or not?
Well, I kind of like to start off stealthy just because, that way I don't disturb them.
All right,
But
go and roll a stealth check.
That is a 22.
All right. They are completely unaware of your movement. So go ahead and do your dash.
I'm gonna leave my owl here, and tell it. I don't know how well it's trained, but tell it to stay to come get me if something bad happens.
Okay.
And then I'll do my movement. So let's see. That would be my dash would be 100 feet. Okay. That's 65 there.
All right, so you come rushing up next to Nin.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, Pearl.
And I'm just, hi! And she just keeps going, because she's after the rest of the party.
Alrighty. Brings us to Carolee.
I
Alright,
can go
so-
100, I can get all the way out to there.
Again, we still haven't seen anything, so we don't know anything's going on. So I'm just going to keep and Titus open the door, right?
He checked the mechanism on the door. He hasn't actually attempted to open the door. He was trying to figure out the mechanism that triggered the trap that
Oh, yeah.
put Maze out.
Okay, so then I guess I said, would you like me to take a look, Titus? I'm pretty perceptive.
Yeah, I think there's something on my glasses.
They look smudged. Yeah, for sure. And so I will, and I guess I'll look at the door handle and see what I can see there.
All right, roll an investigation check for me.
Okay. Man, I was hoping you say perception.
Yeah.
I tried to subtly hint at it, but he didn't go for it.
Uh-huh.
15.
Okay. You see the little point where the needle came out of the doorknob? And so you can kind of discern that if you don't like put your hand over the knob, it's probably not going to trigger. So you could go and try to open it from the side.
I think you can open the door as part of your movement, right? So
Yeah.
I'll open the door and I'll do that and go in.
Okay. So it turns, and then you see the
Well,
needle.
I'll try it.
Yeah, you'll see the needle punch out again, and then retract, and then you're able to kind of turn the knob and kind of you're kind of able to pull the door open slightly.
Okay. I say, all right, I think it's good, and then that's all I do, I guess, because that's probably my whole action, so that's fine.
Alrighty.
Unless I have any movement left to move in the tent, which I would.
You can move in if you want. You can see moving into the wagon.
I think I will. Because we wanted to look. I was going to go in there with Maze anyway to investigate, so I think I'll go in and start looking around.
All right. So you go inside and you look inside this wagon, and it is pretty well furnished. And you see like a little like kind of desk area and some various other supplies. Some of the things look a little out of place for a carnival ringleader. But it appears, by all accounts, it appears empty.
Okay, that's probably everything I can do. So I'll wait, and that'll be the end of my turn.
Okie dokie. All right. Next up, we have Titus.
Yeah, so seeing Carolee enter, I'm actually just going to turn around and with my back to the entrance and keep an eye out for anybody looking over our general direction so I could give a warning to the rest of the party and be able to get away if we need to.
Okay. As you turn to put your back to the wagon, you see Pearl is just running towards you.
I don't know if she's in trouble or she found a ball of yarn.
She looks happy. She looks excited.
So I say that to Carolee and Maze just a little bit over a whisper. Get ready, I think.
Okay.
As a free action, I say if it was a ball of yarn, I think she'd still be there.
You make a good point.
No, I'm kidding.
Alrighty. So, on the as we're coming up on Nin's turn, for the four tents that are kind of lining the walkway in, as the last of the crowd files into the main tent, the carnival members exit their tents and their areas and start kind of being that rear group that comes up to the tent as getting ready for the show. So as they kind of forward. Here. Kind of following up in that direction. And then Eloree going to exit the tent. And she's going to look about. And she looks over at Nin. And kind of tells you, Nin, keep them entertained in there. Something's not right.
Yes, Eloree.
And she's going to...
I probably set up an alarm spell.
She's going to end up, and she's basically coming up behind Pearl as Pearl has darted by and is kind of going in the same direction Eloree's going.
And I have no clue she's behind me, do I?
Roll. What's your passive perception?
My passive is a 14.
You would have caught sight of all this happening as you passed through. So you would have seen her
Oh, okay.
coming out of the tent just as you crossed the path. And her talking,
I thought
kind
I
of briefly
figured it
heard her what she says to Nin. So now we're coming up on Nin. You see Pearl's heading toward the wagon, heading around the tent. She kind of waved hi as she rushed past. You see the other carnival people in the forward tents all making their way toward. You saw Eloree come out, tell you to go in and make sure to keep everybody entertained. What do you do?
Well, I'm going to use telepathy and try to talk to Pearl.
Okay.
So, Pearl, in your mind, you hear my voice going out. What's going on, Pearl? Where are you going?
Oh, I'm helping my fishy friends save their friend down in the carnival wagons that
Fishy
were covered
friend?
in tarps.
Well, I don't
Yeah.
want to miss that. Can I come with you?
Well, they're down south if you want to. How do I do this?
Well, just hold on. I'm going to come with you. Just wait there.
No, don't come with me. They're down south. I'm going to get the rest of the party.
You're fishy? Well, I want to come with you. And by the way, Eloree's
Okay.
behind you.
Yeah, I noticed.
So I'm going to move there.
Okay.
I think that's about right.
Yep. This will bring us to Merrow.
And Steve, do we know where my wagon is?
Your wagon is off behind the tent in the with the others that are
Okay.
for the residents and whatnot.
All right.
So back down here with the Merrow. How long does the silence spell last for again, Pearl?
$10 minutes.
10 minutes?
Wow.
Okay.
Concentration 10 minutes.
Concentration 10 minutes. You have to do you have to be within a certain range of it?
Doesn't look like it. No.
I'd be surprised.
You're still concentrating. We'll let it run. You're concentrating on it. So.
Hold on at once. I don't want Eloree to go up to where the party is, but I don't want her to find out about the merrow either.
Oh, their turn goes through, and now it's Pearl, and you're darting up. You saw.
Well, I had been, yeah.
Yeah, you were darting up, and you hear
Yeah, I
the
did.
conversation with
Yeah, I
Nin.
hear
So
her.
now we're with you, with Eloree behind you, Nin on your side, Nin kind of rushing up next to you. What do you do?
I actually said, I turn around and say, "Oh, hi! I was looking for people. There's fishy friends down below. So I'm going, because I figured it'll take longer for them to get to them than it will to get to the party." And hopefully we can go around the other way and help the fishy friends if we need to. That's my hope.
So you're trying to distract Eloree with the fishy friends?
Yeah, well, I probably wouldn't say fishy friends. I said there's fishy things down there.
What fishy things?
They killed your Leonin, and they're uncovering the tarped wagons.
She takes them. She listens to what you're saying, and then a dawn of realization comes on her, and she turns and calls out to the carnival staff. It's like, and instructs them and shouts at them to go and check it out and to see what's going on with the Leonin. And turns back to you and says, "I'll deal with you later."
What I do?
And continues and kind of so she tells the four that are walking down the path to go down to investigate, and she's actually puts her attention toward going toward her wagon still.
Yeah, I was wondering if she'd do that. It was worth a try.
Worth a try. So as she tries so she's gonna end up trying to
seeing
push
the
past you
going
to the
on?
wagon. What are you gonna do?
Oh man.
Do what to do. What to do?
I doubt I'd be able to persuade her at this point to try and follow the creatures because she sent those people, and I don't want to alarm her, but I don't want her to get to the party. I'm gonna dart ahead of her. I know it'll because there's no way I'm gonna stop her from going towards the party at this point. I don't think. So I'm gonna try and run ahead and warn the party.
Okay. Go ahead and dash your way over.
I'll get right there, and I'm like, guys, she's coming. She's right behind me.
All right.
And there's also fishy creatures down there saving their friends, and there's guards that are going to go try to stop the fishy people from saving their friend. And the Leon is dead.
Eloree.
That was a lot of information at once.
That is Pearl.
6 seconds. She's just all kind of.
Word vomit.
That's
Wow.
Pearl.
All right. All right. So I think I caught she's coming out of there. That's what I really cared about.
Piece of information.
So I have the bag of gold that I had, and so what do I want to do with this one here?
What do you want to
I'm
do?
gonna just I'm just gonna sit down on the edge of the thing, and I will just have the bag of gold in my hands, and I'll just kind of like sit there as if I'm waiting for her, and I'll say, let's just pretend it was open already. And I just sit down and I just start like patiently waiting.
Oh dear.
Okay.
What I do. I'm not saying it's going to be the best thing, but that's what I do.
That's fair. All right. Titus?
Yeah, I like this plan.
Oh boy.
So what I'm going to do is I'm assuming would I be on the back of the wagon at this point, or
Yeah.
wasn't I?
Carolee would have come out the back. You'd be standing right there next to Maze
Yeah.
on the back edge of the wagon with the little stairs that kind of dip down.
Yeah. So I'm going to just stand in something of a relaxed posture, but with my hand on the hilt of my sword. And I will also try to look innocent.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Look, I got two plans: this or burn the whole thing down. And I think we've done that one already. So we're on to a new plan.
All right. So the four of them are gonna rush down here, and they see the merrow, and start calling out, shouting that they're being attacked. Let's see. And then we have Eloree going to
I try to distract her before she goes.
unfortunately, you come after her in the order.
All right.
So she moves up and she sees all of you there, and she stops short and looks at all of you. It's like, what are you doing?
Dropping off the money.
I was telling my
waiting-
friends that those fishy creatures were attacking.
Was I dropping off the money and waiting for you for after the show?
Persuasion?
Oh boy.
You can roll with advantage because it's correlation of what Earl is doing and what Titus is doing.
All right. That sounds good. Oh, that was good. I'm glad I had inspiration. So that's going to be 17 plus 0. So 17. The other one would have been a 2. So we're going to add for inspiration.
All right. Well, she's like, well, don't stand there, you fools. Earn your keep.
Where I'm heading next.
We don't work for you. No, are you confused?
All right, which brings us to Nin, who's coming up behind Eloree.
Ming's gonna run behind her and say, Eloree, wait a second. Eloree, wait, don't you think you should give my new friends a break and go around the other side of the tent, and I'm going to cast Charm Person on her.
Boy,
Okay.
I hope this works. So we don't want to make her mad. She's already believing this.
What's the save?
Charm
Mhm.
Person, it's a 14 Wisdom save.
All right, it succeeds.
Oh wow.
All right, so I tell her, go around the other way of the tent. That way you'll be able to see what's going on better.
All right, so back the way she came.
Back the way she came.
Okay, so she turns to start heading back the way she came. Use her.
Wow. That would be Pearl. She's like, wow.
Right. We'll bring up the conflicts going down here at the backside.
This is the first initiative I've been in where we've been spectators.
I know, right? Wild.
Hey, at least I didn't engage in anyone while I was alone without you guys.
Let's be honest. Maze would have attacked her if she was here.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe she's just feeling a little groggy.
Yeah.
Righty. Which will bring us back up to Pearl. What are you doing as you see Nin kind of talk to Eloree? You see Eloree start to turn and head back the way she came. You're on mute again.
We're track mine right now, so she's gonna go her 100 feet. Here. To get back to the 50 people.
Okay.
Does she see that this person got killed?
Which person?
The one in the first wagon.
Not directly.
Not yet. Okay. So she says running up, waving at him like, "Hi!"
All right. Carolee and Titus.
Do we keep searching Titus? I just kind of, as I'd get up and put away my thing and fish people? What is...
Yeah, I think I really have no desire to fight the fish people at this point.
I don't either. So I'm just going to go in and I'm going to start doing a search of like, see if I can find paperwork or anything like that to show that something is weird going on here at the carnival. I'm not even sure if Pearl is telling the truth or not at this point, right? Like, I mean that in a mean way. So I'm just going to start searching.
All right. So you're gonna go back into the wagon and start searching?
Yeah. I just get up and start going in there and start searching through stuff.
Okay.
Figure it. I have maybe a minute or so, so I just start going through stuff.
All right, Titus. What about you? What are you gonna do?
I'm going to stand guard and keep an ear out for screams if it sounds like civilians are being attacked. If it's fish screams, I don't care. But if it's humanoid, you know.
I was like, what if it's Pearl screaming?
Well, she kind of does that a lot already.
That's true.
So I would have to do like a history check to be able to determine whether that was a scared scream or just I found a ribbon scream. So yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Shiny lights.
Oh, I've actually never had that one happen yet. That would be an interesting one.
Alrighty. Yeah. Carolee does a 23 hit.
Oh yeah.
All right. So as you're investigating inside and kind of sifting through things, you see a little creature kind of appear out of thin air, and with a kind of like scorpion tail, lash out and sting you.
Oh no.
Need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Kadoki. That's a total of 16.
Alrighty. So you'll take half damage. Alrighty. So you'll take 7 points of piercing damage from the barb. And as it hits you, you'll take an additional... You feel the poison kind of coming through, and you take 4 points of poison damage.
All right.
As this little winged creature with the scorpion tail reveals itself. Eloree is going to continue her movement.
Eloree, also drop some gold for Nin.
So she moves over in this direction. She gets to repeat her save.
Yes, I believe it's once at the end of her turn.
Yep. Okay. That'll be the end of her turn. Nope. Still is charmed.
Yes.
All right. She'll bring us to Nin.
Oh, actually, she doesn't get a chance.
Oh, she doesn't?
The spell ends,
How
or
long?
it's you'll reharm her.
Okay. So how long does it last again?
1 hour.
Okay.
Oh wow! Yes!
All right, so Nin, you're up.
Okay, I am going to telepathically talk to Pearl again and say, Pearl, what are you doing down there? What are these fishy things you're talking about?
I don't know. I just know they came out of the water and they went over and they were starting to save their friend and they killed a Leonin and now there's guards down here going to engage in and attack them. I don't know. And they haven't uncovered the other two tarps either. I don't know why. They must have found their friend.
Okay, well, thank you. I'm going to go and walk up to the tent here and take my dagger and slice a bit out of it.
Okay.
Saying as I do, we're under attack. Everybody run.
Oh. Oh no, what chaos! Oh no, the chaos!
Okay. Okay. Go ahead and give me a persuade. How do you do that? Intimidation or persuasion?
Persuasion, I believe.
All right.
And that is that's a 26.
Alrighty. So as you cut open that thing, they're one of the carnival workers is standing there, and he hears that, and he goes and repeats the call, and all of a sudden, people are starting to get up and start to kind of file out of the front of the tent.
All right.
So, which will bring us back around to the merrow. We'll engage with them and pretty much in a quick succession kill all of them.
We are the good guys, right?
I don't know. Yeah, I think so. Well, they stole their friend, but oh boy.
I feel like I need to recheck my alignment.
Wait, who are they? You don't even know who they're killing. What are you talking about, Titus?
She seems pretty bad, and I don't know. I don't know what a merrow is. So, if they kidnapped their friend, they're defending their friend. It makes sense. It sounds like we're on the good side.
Pearl, you see them. You see these carnival kind of workers kind of come there and brandish their swords, and as the merrow come around, and the merrow throw these huge harpoons and impale them, and it's pretty much just one hit and they're done.
Seeing this, are they going to turn? Like, are they starting to turn towards me, towards the tent, towards the water? Can I tell which way they're going next?
Roll an
I
insight.
don't want
Roll an
them to
insight
attack
check.
innocent people.
Roll an
boy.
insight.
I That's a 10? I got a blower and I got a 10.
You have no idea, but the sheer ferocity in which they attack the carnival people who attempt to who were charging at them does not give you a very good feeling.
Well, I don't want to engage them by myself because obviously they just kind of one-shot these people. So seeing that they didn't go and check on the other tarps, I'm going to try to stealth over to those tarped things and go up behind them and check and see what's behind there, but also kind of keeping an like peeking around the corner and keeping an eye on where they go next. And kind of like hold an eye. I can't really hold that though.
You can hold an action, but if you don't use it by the end of by the
Oh
time
no, no,
your turn
I
comes
don't
around
want to
again.
engage. I don't want to engage in them against them by myself, though. That's the thing. I was
Okay.
gonna say hold an action to run for the party, but I don't think I can hold a movement. So
No, if you're gonna move,
yeah,
you're gonna move. So
yeah.
which tents are
Right,
you
got
going to investigate?
these two wagons over here.
Okay, so you're
So
gonna
I'm
try
gonna
and
try and
stealth over
that
to them.
direction.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. So that's yeah.
Okay, go ahead and real quick do a stealth and let me know what you can do.
That is a 22 again.
Okay, so you're able to kind of move over and move to the tents, and then we will come around on your next turn to see what's in the wagons.
First I can kind of peek around, but yeah.
Which will bring us to Carolee and the creature inside the wagon. What do you do?
All right, so I don't hear any screaming outside. This thing just attacked me, and I go, what the heck? What are you doing? There's some weird creature in here, Titus, and so I'm gonna attack him.
Okay.
And let's see here. So I'm gonna go ahead and swing at him. That's a 19 plus 5, so 25 to hit.
Carolee, you have an inspiration that you could use at some point if you want. And what was that? 25 to hit?
Yeah, for sure.
That'll hit.
Yeah.
That'll
Awesome.
hit.
And then I'm going to go ahead and unarmed strike as well. Do you want me to roll the damage first, and then, or just get it all together?
Tell me if any of it's magical or not.
Okay. None of it will be magical because.
All right, go ahead and give me the total.
Yeah, because I don't think monks get that quite yet, or if they get it all. 18 on the second attack.
18 will hit.
And then I'm gonna actually flurry of blows, so I'm gonna go with the third one.
Okay.
And I'm gonna actually use that inspiration and get a total of 18 again.
All right, all 3 attacks hit. Go ahead and roll damage for all 3.
Okay.
Tell me the total.
All right. Let's see here. 6, 10, 13 plus 3, 6, 9. So 22.
22. All right. So as you kind of coming around with those martial arts skills, you notice that the first hit doesn't seem to do as much damage as you think it does, and then the second, and then when you connect with the third, it's enough to kind of just cause the creature to kind of slump a little bit, and then kind of poof in a puff of like smoke, and it has this real kind of rotten egg smell as it disappears.
I'm glad I'm not in there.
Burton stone.
Okay. So that'll be that.
Okay.
And you said that, and I obviously couldn't hear anything. Titus, did you respond to what I said?
About the friend you had.
Is there anything going on? Like, did you hear combat?
Did I scoop?
What's your passive perception?
Not very high. Passive perception is 12.
You heard Nin cut open the you can see and you hear Nin had cut open the tent, stick his head in and shout out that they're being attacked, and the echo, and then you hear people start to panic and start to hear the clamoring of movement inside the tent as people are starting to make their way to the door to come flooding out as Eloree crosses into that pathway.
Oh, she's gonna get trampled. Oh no. Oh no.
Which
okay, so I guess I just have to keep. I don't know what else to do because I don't know anything's going on. I can't metagame this, so I don't know there's a combat going on. So
I guess all I see is Nin loses his grip on sanity. Cuts open the circus or the carnival tent and scares all of the patrons. Maybe it's part of the act.
So I just keep searching then. That's what I do the rest of my turn. I just keep serving for my move, action, whatever I want to say. Or I know I'm done with my action, but I just stay in the cart then, I guess.
All right, Titus, what are you doing with all of this information?
So bad. I feel so bad.
I'll lean over and glance over to Carolee. Are you okay in there? Do I need to come in and help, or what's going on?
I took care of it. I got hurt, but I'm.
Well, did you find anything useful?
No, I had to beat up a spider monkey scorpion thing. Something with the wings and a stinger that stung me.
Well, I guess it's good in a way that we have this distraction that Nin created for some reason. They're screaming, hollering, people running for their lives. So I guess we can be quick about it. Maybe I can just help you and look through the room and we can get out of here.
Sounds good.
So I will use my action to investigate the room.
Okay.
It helps so much.
Well, not what I was expecting to happen, but hey, that's D&D.
Are you kidding me?
I feel horrible. I just can't go down south because we don't know what's really going on.
Did you forget to clean your glasses again?
Apparently. Yeah. Or I grabbed the wrong pair when I left the inn.
What'd
These
you
are
get this-
my readers.
Those are reading.
What'd you get?
Everything's farther away.
Yeah. So that's a 7. That's with advantage, mind you.
It looks really, really nice inside, and it smells like rotten eggs now.
I go, it wasn't me. Wasn't me.
Like that. All right, Scoop. That's it for me.
Yeah, that's something. All right, so Eloree is continuing her last instruction. She walks into the path as a flood of people come charging out of the path. She's gonna roll an acrobatics and acrobatics to avoid getting trampled.
Boy. Oh my word, this is interesting.
Wow. That is a natural 1.
Oh no!
So, we're going to go with 4d6
This
bludgeoning
is all part of my
damage.
plan.
This is exactly what you thought was going to happen today, Scoob. Don't lie. Exactly.
4d6 bludgeoning damage from getting
At least
trampled.
we keep you on your toes, right?
Well, one thing to think about is she's taking damage now.
Oh, but not from us.
Us.
Not from us.
Okay.
All she has to do is take damage, and the charm spell will dissipate. So,
So you or your companions do anything harmful to it.
That says you are your companions. It doesn't say anyone else.
Although you did cause the pan, right?
Yeah.
She doesn't know that. She
To
doesn't
be
know that.
fair,
that's 14 points of bludgeoning damage she takes from getting trampled
oh boy.
this round.
Oh yeah, there's more people.
Best use of charm person ever.
Nin?
All right, I'm going to telepathically communicate with those at the wagon here, and ask them, "What are you guys looking for? I mean, what are you looking for, Carolee? Because I can only talk to one person at a time."
Can I answer in my head
Yep.
or?
And you can
You can answer in your head.
we can
Okay.
have a conversation.
Okay. I say
6 seconds, so yeah, you got to keep it quick.
yeah, I'll just say we're looking for some evidence to show you that things aren't what you think they are. We're trying to help.
is there anything that I would have seen in happening by Eloree's wagon that I could say, check that out or something?
No, she keeps it very secretive, very secure. You're not really sure what she has in it, but you
Right.
do. And no one is really ever allowed in.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess I'm going to use my movement to dash down here, I think. Okay, with my dash, I can get down there.
60 that's 60, almost 68 feet.
Okay, so almost.
Almost. You can get pretty close though.
All right.
I'm
I'm
stealth,
going
so you
to
don't
run
see me
down
right now.
here, I guess.
Okay.
Is that about 68?
No, remember, you haven't really seen me because I stealthed over there.
What's that?
So you don't really see me. I stealthed over there unless you do a perception.
Okay, that's a good point. I'm gonna go
You just know
over
that I
here
ran.
then.
You just know that I ran around the tent.
I'm gonna hide and look out from this corner.
Okay.
And what am I seeing there?
As you kind of peek around, you see all of the carnival workers that were up in the tents. They're all lying on the ground, bleeding out, not moving. The Leonin is kind of slumped on the ground, not moving. Inside the wagon right here, there was a tank with a creature in it that is kind of floating there in a pool of blood. And
Oh,
you
it's
see
dead?
and you see 4 merrow kind of there right on the ridge, about to picking up their harpoons and whatnot, looking about the area.
Okay, is one of these wagons the one that I inhabit?
Yes, you know those wagons are where the carnival workers kind of live, and they all kind of shit, and it's they're kind of like mobile bunkhouses.
Right.
So
right,
you
right.
you would actually share it with a couple of different people.
Okay, so I ran for my movement, and then I've been chewing on this piece of leather for a while, and I use it to pull it out of my mouth and use it to put mage armor on myself.
All right. Now your telepathic link, is that a bonus action?
That's a bonus action.
Okay. Do you cast mage armor on yourself?
Yeah,
Alrighty.
and I think that's where I'm going to end, just peeking around this corner.
Okie dokie. Quick. Not gonna notice Pearl. Oh, yeah. A turn. Start to head to the water.
I was hoping that would work. Yay.
Alrighty. So that brings us to Pearl.
Okay, so you're saying that these 2 wagons are not ones that were covered in tarp, they're just like inhabited.
They're
wagons,
covered in
correct?
tarps, but they're not. But as you go to search through them, you see that they're living quarters.
Oh, okay. So they're
A couple
not
of bunk
so they're
beds
not
and things
normal
like that.
ones. Okay. So once I realized that, and they've left, so I'm gonna do a check on, because I haven't seen that one creature is dead yet. So I would come down to as soon as I get in range of her, seeing that she's dead, I'll be shocked that she's dead.
Okay, go ahead and do your
I
movement.
see Nin from where I'm at? Before I move, do I see Nin from where I'm at?
Yeah, because Ninda didn't really make any
Okay.
attempt to hide. He's just kind of
okay,
peeking around the folds of the fabric. You saw him chewing and kind of just looking about, and you kind of make eye contact with him.
Right there. Can I see her from there?
Yeah, you can look in and you can see that little fish creature is kind of floating there dead.
So I would call out to Nin, is like, do you know what this thing is? Why would they have killed it? It was captured just like their friend.
And I
that's
guess
where I'll
I
end my
shout
turn.
back. I don't have any idea. I don't even know what you're talking about.
Actually, wave him over, like, come here.
Brings us to Carolee and Titus. Carolee inside. Roll a quick investigation now that you're not being directed by some other thing.
Well, that is a 1. But I'm a halfling.
All right.
Yay!
Do I have that?
Luck, gotta love
I
it.
think I have that. Yeah. Oh yeah, I have that. Okay. Whew. Okay. Yes, mark if they still have that. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and re-roll that. And that's way better. I rolled an 18. Investigation, you said?
Yep.
19.
Okay. Looking about inside, you see a few different logbooks, a few other tomes of with information in them, talking about various kind of rituals and whatnot. You find logbooks and ledgers about the various carnival staff and what debts they have.
There we go.
and whatnot, and you see kind of looking through, you find where Nin's name is in the registry, and you see that he's not made a particularly large amount, but she's justifying his debt by how much it costs to kind of cover all of his room and board within the carnival. And you see that they're all kind of, you start to see that based on what you saw, how they were kind of living and being treated, these numbers don't line up right. It's almost like she's basing their quality of life on her quality of life.
All right, I will. I know it's a lot for this round, so I'll spend this whole round just looking through that and like getting it.
All right.
And then even if that takes into the next round, I probably will keep doing that. So just to get the idea.
This will bring us to Titus.
Okay.
Seeing him find these items, do I surmise that we found what we were looking for at this point?
You see that he's taken a lot of interest in these logbooks and kind of looking through. Carolee, do you share what you're finding?
Yeah, well, I would at least say, oh, good. This shows how much he actually owes, and I start looking through that. So that's what I would just say.
Yeah. So yeah,
man, that hurts where that stinger hit. I just kind of shake it out. And...
wasn't trying to be meta on that reference, but I'm seeing it now. It's like, wow.
Sorry.
So,
Sorry.
Yeah. So Titus, you hear all that information and
okay. I think that he's going to have better luck than I will at investigating this area, and he'll find what we're looking for. And Maze is pretty much staying by him, or by her.
Yeah, Maze is kind of there, kind of what she's been doing. Is kind of hanging out, kind of waiting for a moment she's really needed to do something. And you can also see that Eloree is kind of in the middle of the crowd as they are passing over, and she's getting kind of shoved around as just kind of oblivious as they're just kind of walking through.
Okay. It's a tough decision. I am, now that I see that we found what we're looking for and on our way out, hopefully, I am going to I'm just going to move out my standard movement and hold an action to attack anything that comes within range that's hostile.
Alrighty.
So And obviously, I'll let Carolee know that I'm stepping off of the out from around the wagon and going to get a better look around.
All right. Eloree, time for this. Hey, that one's better.
Mm-hmm.
So she manages to kind of get out of the way of the next group. Kind of continue to meander around the tent.
Now, is she still charmed?
Yeah, she's still she's still technically in a daze. Just kind of walking around based on the last instruction.
All right.
That'll bring us over to Nin. You see Pearl had darted around. You see all the bodies around the tent, around the these carts. What do you want to do?
Now, these carts are empty of people, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And,
Had waved you over to ask you if you knew what this creature that was dead was.
yeah, I guess I'm going to go and see what I can see.
All right.
Now, I know I probably don't know anything about them, but do I know anything about them?
About who?
The creature that's in the dead in the glass
Okay.
aquarium thing.
Give me a nature check.
Nature check. All right. Okay.
Go with both the Morrow and that. Oops. Oh well.
That's going to be a 15.
You don't know the particular creature, but you do remember vaguely that as this carnival is moving into the area, they had stopped and met with a trader of sorts, and got these new attractions. And that this one was kind of a very kind of docile. One was a creature from a distant land, and one is a fairly kind of common in the deep sea just off the coast. But you were too distracted to actually catch a whole lot of detail on what the creatures are, or where they're from, or anything.
Right,
But you can
right.
see that this one is not very big, probably just a little bit bigger than you are.
Uh-huh.
And given how it probably just didn't stand a chance after seeing the merrow, who are large creatures, kind of slither their way through and about, and how quickly they dispatch the other carnival workers.
Right, right. So I'm going to say to Pearl, I don't know what it is, but I think it was defenseless against whatever killed him. What killed him? Did
No,
you
no, I
see
didn't
anything?
I didn't see it get killed, but it was alive when the Morrow first found it. So I'm guessing the Morrow did it.
The marrow?
Because
What's the
I
marrow?
saw the fishy creatures. The fishy creatures showed up, and it was alive, and the carnival workers hadn't gotten here yet. So I'm guessing it must have been the fishy creatures that killed it. I didn't know they were going to do that.
Oh.
But we probably should get back to our party. And tell them what
Yeah, I
happened.
don't think there's any good we can do here.
Yeah. So
Yep.
she's turning to. You can tell that she's going to head up north.
Okay, I think I took my movement to get here, so I'm done.
All right. So you guys are basically going to be moving up and around toward Titus and Carolee.
Yeah.
All right. So we'll go ahead and kind of suspend that because there's no active combat. You guys aren't actively trying to kill anything. Just for my tracking. So you guys all meet up around the around Eloree's cart or wagon. And what are you guys thinking? What are you guys wanting to do?
I just gonna
First thing I
show.
would do is rattle off everything that happened, like I always do. Like the fishy creatures, found their friend and this other creature, and it was alive when they found it, and when I got back, it was dead, and the carnival people hadn't gotten there yet, and the other carnival people got killed by the fishy creatures, and did you guys find the thing that you're supposed to be finding in the wagon?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So, well, we really probably should have helped out, I guess. But anyway, so here is a ledger that shows like how much people owe, and man, she's saying you owe her 300 gold. It's not even close. She's not being honest with you, and she's just trying to keep you as a slave almost. And look at the numbers, and I kind of show them the numbers, and I don't know how much they really.
What does this mean? It means
that she's been keeping you as a slave and lying to you, not just you, but to all the people in the carnival. She's
my God. I mean,
not being honest.
She said she would take care of me and take care of us, but now she's got the workers are dead down there, and now she's been lying to us, and I don't know.
People died?
She's not a nice lady.
Yeah, people died.
How? Okay, hold on. There's a lot to take in. She's not a good person, but what happened? How'd they die? You said the fish people
Okay,
killed
so
them?
she sent down 4 people to stop the fishy people from saving their friend, and when they came over, before they even had a chance to attack, the fishy people threw these big giant spear thingies, and they were dead, like instant. Yeah.
Yeah, they were like aquatic snake type people. They came. I just saw them briefly before they left and went back into the sea.
I didn't.
But they got their
hear-
friend back. But they killed this other creature, and I don't think they should have. I didn't know they were ready to do that.
I didn't hear any of that. All I heard were people screaming after Nin cut the tarp of the tent and poked his head in, and there was running and screaming. But fish people, I never saw the fish people or heard them.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, they were pretty far away.
Pearl said there were fish people coming up, fishing friends, and that they looked like they were
Describe
not
what they
nice,
looked
and so I decided that instead of having them come into the tent and kill all those people, that I would tell them to run. And I guess it worked.
Describe what the fish creatures look like.
So I guess then that's a whole nother conversation for another time, I guess. But because right now, I guess all we have is this thing that says that she was her, and I'm gonna also take this second to like do a cure light wounds on myself.
Okay.
Just while I'm talking. And then anyway, and so I just I say. I think that you should probably, I don't know if we confront her with this or whatever, but we had offered her money to kind of pay off your debt, 100 gold pieces, but I don't think that's even close. I don't think there's any way that you owe her that much money. I shouldn't say that. Do I think that, Steve, from looking through this, do I get any sense of how much it would really be, roughly? Legitimate?
Not near.
Nowhere near, right?
Give me a quick insight check.
Sure.
Well, if we do confront her, she's just
good.
gonna get
Plus
mad at us
60
and
minutes.
attack us.
Oh yeah, that's good.
When do we better to take
it's
it to the people that she's conning?
dirty 20. It's 14 plus 6. Should have been easier, but not than that.
To borrow a modern term, they're cooked.
Yeah.
The books are cooked. He doesn't owe. You kind of piece together based on the amount of profits that they actually have and how she's hiding things about. Nin doesn't owe her anything.
And I say, does
And then
she did the same thing to all these other people too?
Yeah, look, here and here and this one and whoever, and I name off the names.
Yeah.
Whoever this
we should
person
go
is.
tell
and
them
this
that we
person-
have the book. I think we should go tell the people that she's conned that we have the book. That way we have more people to confront her if you want to actually confront her.
I agree, but are these killer fish people still around? Do we need to do something about
No, they're back in the water with their friend.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't think I wanna. I mean, she's been mean to me this whole time, and I thought she was just doing it because she was giving me tough love, is what she called it in her cratchy voice. Tough love, Nin. Tough love. I love you so much, and I want you to hammer all these stakes in the ground without a break. Tough love, Nin. I want you to clean my sheets and do my laundry. And tough
Yeah, I
love,
don't think
Nin. You
that.
get to
Yeah,
eat
that's
gruel
not
again
what the whole
today.
tough love is.
She had you clean her sheets,
Yeah, it was really disgusting too sometimes.
but don't you? Never mind. Never mind.
Someone you wouldn't think such a small person would sweat so much, but she kind of
I
did.
look at him. I look at him totally aghast, like trying to be kind and not say anything about the mucus, like literally pouring out of him right now. As he's
That's right.
talking
There is a
At
little
the-
bit of stickiness going on there.
about people and cleaning sheets.
At this point, you notice that there isn't any activity around.
Okay.
All of the camp is completely quiet.
Like,
For the
did
most part.
workers and stuff also rush out of the tent?
Yeah, there's no one left in the area. They all kind of rushed off because of the
Okay.
attack, because the call for an attack. So and Eloree hasn't come back around the tent yet.
Yeah.
Are some of the other carnival people still there?
No, the ones that could fight are now all dead. Everybody else has kind of run off because of the panic. So it's very
Just
quiet
us
right
and
now in
Eloree.
camp.
Us,
And-
Eloree, and the creatures that are still in the cages.
Well, what
Can
do you want
I-
to do, Nin?
Can I see where Eloree is? Because she
If-
was being trampled at one
She
point.
was, but as you go to look about, she's no longer there, and she's actually been moving around the tent, around the main tent, kind of surveying
Mhm.
what's going on. You're not really sure where she is, but she's not in your line of sight
Okay.
from where you guys are all kind of congregated around her wagon, going through all of this stuff in the ledger.
So
My owl see that she's mad? Since my owl's still down there?
Do you think
Unless
they
you told the
should
owl to
find
do
the
something
other-
else, the owl is still where you left it.
Yep. Because I said that if there was like hostile, if the fish things went hostile, I think it's the only command I gave it. So it's probably gonna stay down there until we go get it.
You told the owl to stay there and watch the fish people.
Mhm.
Well, then at some point the owl would come flying back because the fish people are gone.
Yep.
So she would just kind of come and kind of perch up on your shoulder and just kind of go.
Oh, there you are. Yay.
Do you think there are any of these little fish guys in another tank or another wagon somewhere?
Well,
Or
the
is
other
there any
wagons had
other
those
innocent
creatures
creature?
in it. Yeah, there was those other wagons that had the other creatures in it. I don't know. I don't know anything about the creatures, so I don't know if they're ones that need to be set free or if it's safe to let them free. Because I don't know.
Yeah,
Do you guys know what those creatures are?
I don't
But I
know.
think it's just two creatures left now.
Nin would know that those two creatures are try to be avoided because they can be quite aggressive if you get too close. Even if they're caged, they can still be very aggressive. So it's probably not the best idea to go near.
Yeah, stay away from that one and that one.
Yeah,
That one almost tried to strangle me once.
So yeah, I think we're done here unless you want to go confront the head lady. I have a feeling she might come after us after all this.
Well, I think we should take this book with us
Uh-huh.
and just get out of here before she
And if we
finds us. I don't want to stay here anymore. I don't think.
Yeah,
We don't
I
have to
agree.
take the book. I mean, I just,
no, but that's the evidence. We can give the evidence to the other people that are stuck under her power, so that they can be free from her too. So I think when we head back to the town where everyone paraded out of the tent,
Sure.
if we head that direction, we might run into some of them and be, hey, we found this here. Use this to get yourself free from her.
or I was just thinking we just like circle this page. I pull out my calligraphy stuff. I'm like, we can just circle this big old thing here, leave it sitting here, and just walk away.
Yeah, but then she could just hide it again, and the people that need it won't
Sure.
have it.
I thought the other people left already.
They left.
I'm saying we're
They've
heading back
rushed
to the town,
off.
though.
So going
But
back
they
to
might-
town would probably be a good idea, and
Yeah.
you could decide that you could give the book to the carnival people who survived who ran off because they weren't fighters, or you could give it to the local magistrate, or any number of
Oh
things
yeah,
you
we
could
could do
do
that
with it.
too.
I would, if, yeah. So obviously, if they're still, I thought they had left. I'm sorry, I misunderstood. I apologize. They ran off. They didn't
left the-
Yeah,
necessarily.
they all ran off
Leave,
because
yeah.
they
Yeah, no, they
called
just
for an
wanted to leave,
attack.
Yeah, my fault. I misunderstood. Yeah, I would definitely try to like turn this over to the local authorities. That's because to make sure that this stops.
So yeah,
That's
now that they have a plan, she kind of looks at Titus and like, let's go, and she starts working her way that direction, looking at
Oh,
Titus.
wait a
like,
second.
get the go ahead to go
I
that way.
gotta stop in at my old sleeping cart. I gotta take my dish plate, my eating plate, and my other set of robes, and I have something else hidden up there.
Just
So
remember
let's
to
not
hurry. You
let
don't want to have to worry about her getting mad at us. So if you're going
Titus.
to
I hand you the book, Titus. And
Yeah.
so would you hold on to it?
Yeah, I stow it away, and I say to Nin, if you plan to go over to your old quarters, you better be quick about it. I don't want us being caught here and,
Alright.
and having to deal with Eloree.
Okay, I run back to the tent or the
wagon.
wagon there and quickly pull out three of my own possessions
All right.
and run back.
Okay, so you come back. Still no sign of Eloree and anyone left. As you kind of ran over to the wagons, when you were carrying with a couple of people, and kind of grab your stuff and get
Yeah.
out, and then the five of you head back into town. It's about middle of the night by the time you guys get back to town and head
So
over.
where's the police people? Let's go take this book to them right away. Yeah. She's all excited, man. She had a blast tonight. She's just bouncing the whole way home.
Which we will find out after we take a quick break, because we're at that point for a good time for take a 10-minute break, and then we'll come back and we'll see what happens in the second half.
All right.
Cool.
Thank you everyone in the chat in watching us so far. Stick around in a few minutes. We'll be right back.
Circus was a gnome, right?
No,
Hello, and we're back. Thanks for hanging out with us. Alrighty.
Thanks for hanging out with us. Alrighty. Thanks for...
Not me. Doing that. Alrighty, so you guys head back into town. It takes you a few hours to get back into town. It's the middle of the night. What do you guys and what do you feel?
that was really strange. That idea, but I'm glad you guys came along, because I would have been trapped with that lady for I don't know how long, and she was lying to me the whole time. I just can't understand how she can do that. Do people
There's nothing
do that
I hate more.
all the time?
There's nothing I hate more than corrupt officials and taking advantage of people that take advantage of other people. And unfortunately, I see that kind of stuff a lot in my travel. That's what kind of brought me here.
Oh,
And I was in another town where there was this haunted house supposedly, and these they come to find out these people that were there, these pirates, if you will, they were smuggling things in and out and costing money for the town, and come to find out there was an official in town that was sanctioning it and causing so many problems. So, we tried to expose them and turn that in, and it didn't go well. So I just been trying to do that up and down the coast, and to find something like this where I could just tell something was rotten.
yeah. I don't know. I'm not sure how perceptive I am, but I guess she fooled me and she fooled a bunch of other people. I don't know how she did it. You think she's got some kind of attachment to the towns up and down the coast?
I don't know. I guess we can turn these in and look at it more and see what's going on with that. Hard to say.
Uh-huh.
Well, if we do turn it in, at least if she comes back this way, the authorities will be on the lookout and would be able to stop her at that point.
Yeah. Well, I do feel kind of bad because some of the other people who worked in the carnival now they don't have jobs, I guess. But I guess they weren't getting paid right for it anyway.
Yeah, I guess they had a shelter over the head, kind of, and some food, kind of. But I bet you they can figure some more stuff out on their own now that they can actually go out and do a different type of work. But I wonder where they would hang out, those that left and ran away. Maybe we should go look at some taverns, like see if we can find some people and see if we can find them and let them know they're free.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think that would be a good idea.
Yeah, maybe someone went to town. Maybe someone went to that tavern that we stopped at.
Does seem to be the central meeting place. A lot of taverns like that are kind of central meeting places, especially knowing that this is a port town. That hall is typically kind of like a town hall as well as a congregation point. So if you guys head over there, you'll notice that there's a lot of activity, even being this late at night, which is kind of expected. As you kind of step in, the place is packed. And you see, Nin, you see several people from the carnival, staff and whatnot, kind of younger people as well, and all those that the general sense is they're not the ones that could fight anymore, or were really in charge of defense. These were more like your support people, like your performers, stuff that all of those that were kind of downtrodden and whatnot that got swept up into the carnival.
Yeah.
How about you find anybody that you know, since we don't know anybody, and we'll just kind of maybe set up in a corner and you can bring them over and we can show them the books and our book and we can show them what's happening and you can tell them they're free.
That sounds great. That sounds good. So I'm gonna go over to some of those folks I recognize and say, "Did you know Eloree was scamming us the whole time?"
A couple of them, like a kind of a surly dwarf and an elf are kind of look over. What are you talking about, Nin?
No, seriously. I'm not even making things up this time. I'm totally serious. Here, I can show you. There's a book over here that Eloree kept all the accounts, and she said she was saying that I owed her like 300 gold, but I didn't even get close to that much. She was hiding the profits from everything and not giving you guys or me or anybody the right amount of money. Really, there's a book over here. This my friend Eloree has it, and she can point out if you just give her your name, she can show you exactly what Eloree owes you.
Roll a persuasion.
Alrighty. That's a 19.
They kind of look at each other and say, "All right, Nin, but if you're making stuff up again."
No, honest, it's for real this time. It's not even anything about the two-headed coyote that
The elf just kind of puts her hand on her face.
Oh no,
Nin,
really, you gotta
Nin,
believe
not
me,
the
guys. You
coyote
gotta believe me.
again. Not the coyote.
I swear it was there. I thought I saw it,
Next,
but
you're going to be
maybe-
talking about walking squids again. No, no.
But no, come on
let's take
over
a
and-
look at your book. Let's take a look at your
Yeah.
book.
Yeah. Look. This is Carolee. She looks trustworthy, doesn't she?
You guys see an elf woman and a surly dwarf kind of walk up, and the elf woman's got her hand on her face, is like kind of rubbing her temple, like she feels a headache coming on, but she's trying to be nice.
I stop and I think maybe we should have sent somebody with him next time.
They come over and the door. It's like, all right, y'all said Nin saying y'all had a book. What's this
Yeah,
book about Eloree deceiving us?
What's your name?
Looks ours. Name's Lozak.
I'll skim through it, see if I can find it, and then I'll point it out to him.
Yeah, Lozak here. He was one of the best steak pounders we had, putting together everything and making sure all the seats were set up.
I say, well, apparently steak pounding is worth, and I read off the numbers, and means that every time you pound a steak, you owe her 5 gold or something. I mean, whatever.
Lozak kind of looks. What in the 9 hells? If I not be a bearded gnome. It's kind of sits there, looks over at the elf. And he's like, Alyssa, look at this. And Alyssa leans over and takes a look. She looked, and she kind of looks over at Nin's.
Me?
I don't know. You're telling the truth, Nin.
I am. I didn't even make it up at all, not even a little bit. These are my new friends. They came and they saw what was going on, and they even protected me from some bullies. And then when they saw Eloree, they thought she was really bad to me. But I didn't even think about it until then.
She has been particularly mean to you. Well,
And did you know my name means wet ears?
she kind of looks at you and kind of does the head tilt and gives you kind of a mom look.
This is the elf he said it to, right?
Yes. It kind of gives you that mom look of like, yeah, I know.
That wasn't really the nicest thing, I guess, but maybe it just meant that you guys thought I was the new guy, the new kid in town.
I want to give you the name. You seemed quite happy with it. I want to burst your bubble.
Well, I was. I mean, that is good.
For all of
I
your
haven't named before.
outlandishness, you seem like a nice person. I just didn't want to ruin it for you.
Thank you. And I tightened up my collar a little bit more because my mucus is kind of a little bit heavier than it's heavier than it's been ever since that time I was being bullied by those dwarves, and that spell came out of me. I guess
Lozak kind of looks at dwarves bullying you.
Yeah, it was just some bullies. It didn't matter who they were. They were back in an
I try
hour.
to talk to him and try to get him to leave and be nice and stuff, but
Took care of him.
yeah.
They backed off. Well, I mean, we stopped him from bullying him.
Yeah.
Kind of,
Anyway,
kind of gives you a nod of kind of appreciation. He doesn't take to bullies, and bullying gnomes is no sport.
Well, so it looks like you guys are. I would say you're free. You're definitely. This is ridiculous. You definitely earn more than you need to.
Yeah, we thought about taking it to the authorities so that way she can get in big trouble. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. If you see anybody else around, tell them, and you can bring them back here. We're going to be here for a little while, just showing this to people, just to kind of help out, and then we're going to take it to the authorities.
Lozak kind of looks at Alyssa, is like, well, Elf, what do you say we pass this along? And Alyssa kind of nods. Yes, yes, I know most everyone. Do you mind if I take this book and because we're all kind of congregated over on the over on the other side of the tavern? Do you mind if we take this and show them and let you know what we decide to do with it?
I have no problem with you taking it. I mean, it's sure, but I'm definitely going to be turning this into the authorities to report her for sure.
We don't see a problem with that. We just want to let everyone know so to kind of see
Yeah.
the consensus on how they want to proceed with it.
Can I
Yeah, we'll let you
incite
guys
that
have your
person just to
time.
make
We
sure
don't know
that-
you very. I mean, we don't want to intrude on that. We'll just kind of watch if that's okay. I just like we don't want to make sure nothing happens to the book.
Yeah. Alyssa's good person. No
Pearl,
friend.
what is it you wanted to? Pearl, what is it?
I just want to incite their intentions with the book to make sure they're not just gonna get all rioty and upset and go and attack her instead of turning it into the authorities. Like
Okay, go and roll your insight.
that's a 15.
She seems genuine that she just wants to spread the information about.
Yeah, Alyssa knows everybody in the group. She used to do cooking for the carnival.
Yes.
So, Lordak, what are you going to do now after if you don't have the job of the carnival?
Well, they can always make their own.
Lozak kind of looks at us. Well,
Didn't you make your own carnival?
I was.
I mean,
I don't know yet. But don't you doubt I'm going to do something. But first, need to kind of see what the group wants to decide.
Yeah. That's good.
And
Yeah.
then Lozak was kind of like the guy in charge of all the setup and tear down, and he pretty much, when they arrived at a spot, he's the one who made sure everything got set up, everything got tore down. Everybody referred to him to be the authority when Eloree wasn't around, and he had a much better disposition than Eloree.
Yeah. No kidding, huh?
Yep.
So, Eloree, did anybody see her leave the carnival?
No, Alyssa kind of looks over and says, no. Once we heard the alarm, once we heard that there was a battle ensuing and whatnot, we decided to make sure everyone got out and got back here and had been waiting for word because the guards for the carnival are the ones that handle any kind of uprising. Figured it was another one of the beasts had gotten loose, and that's their job is to deal with it.
that didn't go so well.
He kind of looks at you with a cock of her eyebrows.
Yeah, the guards didn't make it.
Lozak,
Sorry. They got
Lozak,
attacked.
Lozak kind of blinks. He didn't make it. What happened?
I was running towards. So the fishy people showed up to save their friend, and I went to go tell my friends. And when I got back, the guards had come, and the guards tried to attack them, but the fishy friends they just attacked and insta killed them. Yeah.
They look at each other. Fishy friends?
I don't know what they are, so I just called them that.
Why do you keep calling them friends, Pearl? They're not your friends.
They didn't hurt me.
Huh.
I don't know, because they were saving their friend. What you want to? And she'll describe
They
what they
killed
look like
6
again.
people.
As you describe what you saw, Lozak kind of puts his hands on his hips and just kind of shakes his head. I warned her those things would be trouble.
What
I
things?
warned her.
Do you know what they were?
Yeah, they're merrow. They're a nasty piece of.
Ah.
But
They
Eloree
didn't hurt me?
thought they would be a nice attraction to bring in and scare and oohs and ahs and scares because deep sea creatures are kind of are always something because when was the last time you saw a creature like
Huh?
that?
Do you know what the other sea creature was? Because it got killed too. I didn't know they were going to do that, or I would have stopped them.
Kind of thinks a moment. The little one, a locath, I believe they're called. She wanted to, demonstrate the ferocity and have it kind of torment the little one. That's why they were
that's
kept separate.
neat.
See now.
Aw,
Now that's
that's
something I didn't even know about Eloree until you guys came along. I didn't know she was such a cruel person. That just seems unnecessary and cruel.
Yeah.
Alyssa kind of shakes her head and kind of rests her hand on your shoulder and then is, you're a good person. You chose not to see that because you were always so distracted with your stories. Don't
Yeah.
don't worry. She's-
Okay,
Well, we
well,
stopped her now, hopefully.
Hey, real fast, as Alyssa and look out there. Hey, so everybody left. Are there creatures that are there that should be let free or taken care of, or don't want anything to suffer in the cages?
That's what we're going to decide if we want to kind of continue or if we want to find a way to release the creatures safely. Because a Grillin and an Umber Hulk are not to be taken lightly. That's why we had quite a number of guards that could deal with them if they ever got loose. But now that those guards are gone, we have to think about a safe way of dealing with them. So we'll discuss this amongst ourselves, and then we will let you know.
old bug guy there, the Umber Hawk, he was in really sad condition when we last saw him. I don't even know what they're supposed to do normally. But
As long as his blinders are kept on, it's probably safe.
okay, that's good because he was big. He was really big.
Yes, and Lozak is like, yeah, they live in the Underdark. They're not to be taken lightly. If you get a good look at them, you could wind up not living long enough to talk about the mistake.
Do you think Eloree actually captured him?
Possibly, she's unknown. She was very secretive outside of what was what we did for the carnival nights.
Well, if you guys decide to need help, we'll talk over here. We might be able to help, but we need to discuss that first too. So
Let's understand. So, Alyssa extends her hands to take the book, and if you let her have the book, she and Lozak will go over and speak with the rest of the carnival members who are there inside the tavern.
So while we're talking, I'll just be making sure I'm looking carefully at her with my pass or whatever, just to make sure that I don't see anything weird.
Yeah.
Just to make sure we can keep it.
Yep. And then you have an inspiration die you could use in case you need it.
What do you think, Titus? What are you thinking, Pearl? Maze?
Well,
Yeah, I should have tried to protect that little creature, but I don't know how I would have, because apparently they're really mean.
this is not quite what I hoped to find out here. I do think it's important for us to see this to its completion. We don't want any more people dying because of these creatures that have been kept in cages. So if they decide to ask us for help, I suggest we help them and then send them on their way.
I'm really worried about that. That'd be bad to have those things loosed in the wild. They don't sound like they're pleasant creatures.
Well, certainly those that cannot safely find their way home, or there's a risk that they might turn on the people in this town or the people of the carnival, we may not have a choice but to put them down.
Yeah, I don't even know where I would find the Underdark for the Umber Hawk to go. I don't have any idea what that is.
Just starts digging, I think.
Nin, I want you to roll a history check.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Yes, right. That's a 17.
as you guys are having this discussion on the thought of and trying to think on the Underdark, all of a sudden you get a flash of memory. You're not sure where the memory originated from. You're not even sure if it's your own memory. But all of a sudden, images of a dark, lightless place, and sounds of gnawing and clawing and scratching, and then these kind of watery voices in your head, and the images and the emotions just kind of overwhelm you as almost like abject terror kind of floods through you. For Pearl, Titus, and Carolee, you see that Nin was kind of talking, and all of a sudden he stops and he starts to kind of fidget with himself, and you see the sweat start to just pour off like he's in a cold sweat nightmare. And after a moment, it passes. And Nin remembers, and Nin, you remember that the Underdark is deep below ground.
Yeah. Yeah, it's dark all the time. There's no light. No light. You can't get away. You can't get away from it. But okay. I'm sorry.
Are you okay, Nin?
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm okay. I just it says, you think anybody sees my neck? It's oozing again.
Seemed to happen when you were afraid.
I don't know. It I guess maybe that's the case. It seems to be happen when I'm under stress, maybe. Like when those bullies were beating on me, or when Eloree would yell at me, I would start feeling my neck getting wet and behind my ears, and everything would drip down, but I don't know why I had that. I've never been to the Underdark that I know of.
How do you remember it?
I don't know. I don't know. It felt like a memory. It felt like it was mine, but I'm not sure if it's my memory or if it's a story I heard or what.
Did you see anything when you were remembering?
No, it was dark. Everything was dark. You couldn't see anywhere.
Is there any kind of a check or anything to do that we could do, like, to try to figure out what he's talking about? Sounds like he's having like a flashback type thing, right? I'm guessing something like that is what we're...
Go ahead and roll a
medicine, maybe? Or
go ahead and roll an insight.
insight. Okay.
Can I do that as well?
Yeah.
Mine's only 14.
Okay. Titus, what'd you get?
13.
Maybe I should say that I rolled it too.
All right, so as Nin describes this in there, you guys both kind of, you can tell he's genuinely shaken up by it, but he really isn't very sure if the memory is his or something or someone or something else's. But it's so kind of visceral in his reaction.
And let's see, have we heard? I probably heard the Underdark in my travels and stuff, but
Apparently
obviously,
I haven't. I got an 8.
That would be a history. If you want to see if you know about the Underdark,
sure.
for Pearl and Carolee, it'd be a history check.
Yeah, I already rolled
Titus,
it and
you
I
could
got an
try, but it'd be a disadvantage because of your time in Barovia.
Thank goodness I'm a halfling.
Yeah, Carolee, why do you get to roll those dice twice?
12 for
It
me.
was so much better. So much better. I rolled a 2. So 3 is my total. So I've never heard of the Underdark.
Pearl?
I think a place under
8.
something dark.
8.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. Even
So-
with all my travels, I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
Well, Carolee and Pearl, the Underdark just like Nin said, is deep below ground. That's typically where a lot. That's like obviously where Umber Hulks live. That's where certain subterranean races all kind of dwell and come from. Not much more about that. Titus, your studies through your mentor's notes, some brief comments of the Underdark and some of the demons and creatures of the abyss have influence there. So it's just kind of a step above as far as terms of pleasanter places to be than Barovia.
Sure.
A vacation spot.
Compared to Barovia, probably.
The Greater Barovia Chamber of Commerce.
So,
Yeah.
but yeah, Nin has no idea if this memory is his or how he had it. Anything, but it's a little. You can tell it really shook him up as he was thinking. It's almost like like as you're referring to when he mentioned when he was sitting there trying to force himself to think about Underdark. It seemed to have triggered something.
Well, I guess we could always go check it out and see if we figure out why he remembers it. But it sounds kind of there. I mean, I'm always okay with looking at exploring new places, but I don't know what you guys think.
Just check out the Underdark.
I don't
I don't
know.
know. I don't know
check it
what
out.
it's like, so I don't know.
Is that bartender feller in there?
Yeah, there's still a couple
She's
there.
the one I spilled the drink over.
Oh no, she's gone to bed. This is somebody else for this late night.
Okay. Well, I'll go up and order myself an ale and kind of say, you know, we're not that anybody else in the party can hear this, but you know, we're actually a group of well-known adventurers. Maybe you want to give us a couple of ales on the house, and it'll help you. It'll help the business of the place.
Roll a deception.
Hold on. Deception. Oh, that's just a 10.
Kind of looks at you. Goes, well, you're so well known, and you won't mind paying 2 silver for this sale.
I'm gonna cast Charm Person on him.
No.
To save 2 silver.
Are we sure we want him to come with us? We're gonna get in trouble all the time. Man.
I'd say 14 wisdom check.
Yeah, he makes the save. He just kind of looks at you and says, silver friend, and don't do that yet.
Okay. I was actually looking for a different bartender, the dark elf lady, Fellerin, but
Yes.
you know,
You'll hear about this if you keep up, but
okay, no. Here you go. Here's 3 silver.
thank you.
One for a good tip. Good on you, my dear fellow.
Takes it, kind of bites down on it, and puts it under the bars. Enjoy.
All right. So I have a drink.
Gotta steady your nerves.
Yeah, exactly. I come back to the table and say, well, the staff is very nice here.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Titus, you were gonna say something?
Does there appear to be any type of lawman, magistrate, or constable in town or in the tavern?
Not at this time of night, no.
Okay.
A little bit of inquiring, you can find out that that the council does have there is a magistrate who's kind of assigned to the town. He typically is kind of a roaming one. There's an office with like a couple people that would communicate, but the actual magistrate actually kind of roams between that town and several others in the area.
Okay.
And while you guys are having this whole conversation over on the other side, you see the carnival people kind of all talking. Every so often there's some yelling, but you see Alyssa kind of calm everyone down. Lozak is definitely kind of fuming and trying to kind of, but again, every so often there's an argument that breaks out. Alyssa calms it down. Lozak kind of is like, you hear him, it's like, "Don't be daft," and some other conversation going on. And then after a little while, Alyssa kind of, you see Lozak kind of storm out, and then Alyssa kind of brings the book back over. And it took us a healthy discussion, but we agree we should turn this over to the magistrate. Let them handle this instead of us handling it ourselves.
That other guy gonna be okay? The one that stormed out?
Dwarves can be rather strong-willed, I guess is a good way to put it. And he felt that should try to handle it ourselves. But in the end, he agreed to the vote, and we voted to have the magistrate deal with this, and that once that's settled, then we can decide. Then we can. We've also decided to kind of just move on and move on and find different paths.
What have you decided on the creatures that are still detained?
We're going to consult. We would prefer to consult with the magistrate to see about dealing with them. We as a group don't have the ability to properly kind of care for these animals. So we would rather leave it to the magistrate to decide if they want to release them or send, or whatever they decide to do with them, take them to some other area. We're not entirely sure. We'll find out once we speak with the magistrate.
Well, if you need some money to take care of the beast, here, I'll give you 20 gold pieces.
She puts her hand up and kind of slashes it in. I'm sure we will all get well compensated for her. I appreciate the offer. But
It's just I want to make sure that that old bug eyes and fisticuffs Joe, the gorilla,
they will
are taken care of.
they'll get taken care of, but you hold on to that. You've been cheated enough.
All right.
It's appreciated, Mike.
Okay. Well, thank you.
I would offer a word of caution to you. I'm sure by now that Eloree has figured out that we have her book, and she might be looking to either cut some loose ends or just try to get out of here. So just be aware that she might come to see one of you.
Oh,
Do you want
yeah.
us to go with you to the magistrate, maybe?
Well, I'm going to go to the magistrate, so for sure with the book. But
Yeah. Do you want us
That's
to come with?
true.
It would probably be best to consult the magistrate in the morning. It is pretty late.
Oh yeah, in the morning. Yeah.
But yes, we could meet up and go to the magistrate as a group and speak to them.
Yay.
Yeah. Do you think she's gonna be there?
Eloree?
Eloree?
I'm not sure we will see Eloree directly. There's a good chance that
Because I don't want to see her again. She makes me scared even now thinking about it.
she's as craft. I have a feeling if she's still around, it might not be for long.
Right. You think
Yes.
she'll break out of town or cut loose?
Given what we see in the ledger, she probably was using the carnival for a front of some type. So it may be something, but that's all. That was one of the determining reasons why we decided to abandon the carnival and go our separate ways. Get as much distance as possible.
do you guys have the means to take care of yourselves? Do you have money?
We could probably
I'm-
sell off what is left of the carnival and speak with the magistrate to kind of handle those affairs, and then move on.
How many of them are there, Scoop? Like kind of around the table?
There's about 5 or 10 of them. I mean, the carnival wasn't that big,
Okay.
so it was kind of a small organization and kind of there, which kind of falls in line with what you saw as far as the amount of kind of what was in there. But it's a pretty small group, so they probably break up what they can, and move on.
So I say, hey, when I was looking for this ledger, I found some loose gold as well in the cart. I don't really want it or need it, so here, and so I kind of go in my bag and I put out 20 gold and I put it on the counter for them, and I say, I don't really need. I mean, that's just what we found in there, so it's probably rightfully yours anyway.
She kind of looks at you. It's like, roll a quick persuasion.
Waiting for that.
Yeah, I can kind of see what you were doing there too. So, you turned down Nin's offer.
Ooh, hey, look at that. That's a good one. It's only 18 because I don't have any pluses, but there's an 18.
Are all 18.
Yeah.
He doesn't. She kind of nods and accepts the gold and goes to pass it out. A couple of gold to each of them to at least get them started. And then everybody kind of goes to they continue to kind of hang out because they don't. But now with the gold, they can all get rooms for the night, and in the secondary building and you guys can all retire to your rooms and spend the night. And the following morning, you guys come down. It's actually probably late morning, given how long it took y'all to get to bed. And you see Lozak and Eloree and Alyssa are sitting at the table discussing quietly as you guys come down for your mid-morning brunch, so to speak. Long rest, of course. Everybody has all their stuff back.
Yeah.
So I'll walk over to those two and say, well, are we all fairly ready to go see the magistrate?
Make sure that she got her little coffee milk mixture drink while she ate breakfast before we left. But yeah.
Do you drink it or do you? No. I'm kidding.
Do I lap it up?
Yeah, in a bowl. That's good.
I really thought about it. But depends on the mood, I guess.
So lap it up is what you're saying.
They kind of nod and are like, yes, let's. And Lozak's like, the sooner we be done, the sooner we be on our way.
All right,
Let's let him plan those acts.
So we'll head with them over to the magistrate, I guess.
Yep, head over to the magistrate. It's the office. The office there. There's a clerk working inside. It's kind of sitting there, kind of working through things. See you guys comes in. This
is a big old troop of people.
Yeah, the seven of you kind of walk in and he goes, "Good morning. Well, what can I do for you?"
Good morning.
We have a book.
Yes, we have a book and some information about the book.
Here's a book.
And I know this is not a library, but I wanted to bring to your attention some of the things that have been going on with the carnival. You might have heard by now that there was an incident last night where these sea creatures came and attacked. We had some suspicions about the leader of the carnival, with reference to our friend here, pointing back to Nin.
Yeah.
And our suspicions were confirmed when we found this book, which contains evidence of some fraud.
And she totally stole money from me and made me work and was mean to me. And
Hey, Nan, it's okay, we got it.
okay.
And
But she was really bad. I'm sorry.
I'll open the book up and kind of point out a few of the names and references and specifically Alyssa and the dwarf and Nin to show here's the complainants. This is what the accusation is. Here's the evidence for you.
He kind of looks it over and sees and kind of asks you a couple of questions that you were expecting. And it's like to verify. All right. Well, I guess the only thing we can do is put out some kind of notice to have this Eloree arrested and brought and say y'all are wanting to file charges on this individual for this and these. What you're saying she's done?
I do.
Okay. So he takes your information down and all right. I guess I can send a message and have word put out to kind of get her. Do you know the last place you've seen her?
At the carnival, she was heading towards the bigger creatures and stuff. There are some dangerous creatures still in cages, or at least they were in cages when we saw last. Just wanted you to know that too.
Well, I could put word out and have some guards gather and go in and see about arresting her. Did you want to attend with that as well?
Yeah, I'm okay going. You guys, for sure. I'd like to go.
I'm always willing to be helpful. If it's helpful for us to go, I'm willing to go.
I don't know. I don't know if I really want to go.
She had that creature in her heart that was dangerous, and I think I just made him gonna go away because I did some damage to it. He might still be there, so be careful. That could be something that could be bad. So I think I'd like to go just to try to make sure that everything's okay.
Was that the little guy who flew around and had a stinger on his tail?
Yeah, it hurt.
Yeah, I thought I saw that thing. I don't know what you call it, but it wasn't a good thing. I don't think. And
You wouldn't have seen it. It stayed inside the cart, and you guys you were never allowed in the cart. One of the many
He was an
secrets.
impish little fellow.
Yeah, it's one of the many secrets she kept. So you would have never seen it outside of it, outside the cart, or if it was outside the cart, you wouldn't have seen it because it would have been invisible.
Okay. Yeah. Anyway, I still don't really want to go and see if she's there. I don't know if I can do that again.
You don't have to. I can summon some militia, and we can go and investigate. And if she's there, we can attempt to arrest her and to bring her up on charges. I have to transport her south to Waterdeep for a trial.
This is the clerk, right? It's not.
Yes.
Is the magistrate available at all?
He's actually not due in for his monthly visit till next week.
You guys haven't heard of anything like this or around? When I was asking the other day, the only thing that we heard was that the mines might need some help, and we kind of helped take care of that problem there.
It's kind of a small town. We don't have a lot of issues. The mine is probably the first thing in like a year we've had any kind of problems with. Down south, there seems to be a lot of problems, but here's fairly quiet. So I mean, This is, you guys have come to town, and it's the mines are having an issue, and now there's this embezzlement in this carnival. It seems rather busy all of a sudden. It's a little disconcerting, and I just push paperwork.
Down south, you said. Where's this place where all these issues are?
Close to the marshes, and then below that, Waterdeep. There's been some rumblings and some issues, possible some talk of sea creatures marshaling an army of some type. It's really wild. There was some rumors in the port town of Saltmarsh, some smuggling ring and a house fire. It was all kinds of weird stuff.
Do-do-do-do-do.
Do you think these?
Yeah, I heard about that too.
Do you think these creatures that attack the carnival are part of that aquatic army?
Yeah, I was just about to ask that myself.
Who knows? I have no idea. I mean, they sound really intimidating, and I'm sure they're probably all alike in some way. Who knows?
Hmm.
You see, that this is just a human, late teens. Looks, I mean, he's really kind of just like, I don't know. But he takes the report and he acts as the magistrate when the magistrate's not around. So he's trying. You can get the sense that he's trying to be authoritative and make the decision. But he's really kind of out of his element and doing the best he can out of his element.
So he said maybe in Waterdeep is where the army.
The trial, any kind of trial for something like this would be down in Waterdeep. They're kind of the larger, since they're one of the larger city states. They would be where these kind of things happen.
I meant the sea creature army.
That is, there's rumors of that in the marshes, just below Salt Marsh, as well as probably just below. It's rumors and hearsay, and kind of like not a whole. There's little nuggets in there, but not a whole lot to really kind of get an understanding. And kind of thinking like when you hear news that is like 6 months old,
Gotcha.
but to you it seems current.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of what he's working off of, is just some rumors and hearsay from different sailors who come in, because every so often a ship would come to port, people would come off, people would tell stories, there'd be some drunken brawls, people spend the night in the magistrates, and then they go about their business.
So you deal with books a lot more than I would possibly deal with books, right? You ledgers and things like that. Do you deal with that kind of stuff before? Or is that not your specialty?
Yeah, I've been studying, and I was taking on as an apprenticeship.
I wonder, looking at this book, this ledger, it seemed, from what I could tell, like she was hiding something, and maybe even more sinister than just trying to swindle these, nice folks out of basically their freedom. There might have been something. I've had experience before where there was kind of some corrupt officials, and I was wondering if you could look through that and see if you can see any patterns, anything that might lend to helping us maybe know if there's a bigger picture here, if there's something bigger going on.
I can take a look. It'll take me a little bit of time to pour through it.
Maybe when we go out and check out what's going on, by the time we come back, with that,
I might be able to have something. Yes. I think can have some militia go with you, and I think if anything, maybe you should. There's a council member who also kind of leads up the militia. He's one of the biggest kind of businessmen in the town.
Does he do anything with the port?
Yeah, actually, he's the owner of that of the mine. Are you acquainted with him?
The owner of the mine?
he helped out with the mine.
That's not Mr. Zilios, is it?
I believe so. Yes.
Oh yeah, we know him. Big dragon-looking fella.
Oh yeah.
Blacksmith.
Yeah.
Oh, he seems to be involved in everything around here.
Had his name here. I seem to have misplaced it. But yeah.
It's Zilios. Yeah.
Zilios, yes. Mr. Zilios. He can marshal up some militia to go with you to check out the carnival, and if possible, arrest this Eloree. Probably you're muted.
Do you think she'll come along peacefully, or what do you think, guys?
A chance in the world, but we'll make sure everything's okay. Did she seem like the kind of person that would come along peacefully, Nin?
No, she didn't. I don't think she's ever been peaceful in her entire life.
Someone that that traps their wagon like that, I don't imagine is real keen on coming in peaceably.
Hmm. Yeah, and Nin is kind of messing around with his fingers. He's doing something like this.
Can you hear me, Scoob?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Yay!
We just lost you for a second for some reason.
I have no idea why.
All right, so a little while later, if there's nothing else, then the clerk starts looking over the book and putting paperwork together for the magistrate when he comes into town, and prepping up a cell type area.
Did he give us something to like take to Zilios for the militia?
Yeah, it gives
Or-
you a quick little letter of quick little note to that basically asks Zelios to kind of get some of the volunteer militia together to go down and arrest this Eloree at the carnival.
So I hand it to Titus, and I just say, "I'll just wait outside again when we go." And where it's nice and cool.
Yeah. So I'll go on in and look around for Zilios to deliver the note and let him know what's going on.
He's in there. He kind of takes the note, it's like, nods, and kind of calls out to a couple of the boys to grab their gear, and then he reaches and pulls out a big battle axe, and straps it onto his back, and soon there are about four or five of them all kind of step out with Zilios, and it goes, all right, let's go check out this carnival of yours.
All right, I feel better with him.
The dwarf and the elf, are they?
They're with you. They stuck with you through all this. They're a little. The dwarf looks at the battle axe, kind of nods.
I was going to tell him you might want to stay back when we go in there, but you guys are the only ones that know what's going on. So, with
And so listen.
The dwarf looks at you when you say that. Looks inside the forge area and sees like all the goings on, and he's kind of like you kind of hear him give a little whistle of like, that's impressive. And then seeing the battle axe, like, as a smith, since a lot of dwarves are familiar with blacksmithing and whatever and weapons, it's like it's mighty impressive. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I want to be behind him.
So you guys head out to the carnival area, and as you go in and kind of survey, looking about, the tent is kind of collapsed a bit. The bodies of the slain are still kind of resting there where they fell. The Umber Hulk and the Grillion are in their cages. They appear to be sitting there. They're kind of restless and trying to kind of figure out what, because they know something's up and they're not sure what.
Take
And
it
as
easy, Mr. Bug Eyes.
you see, he's got a set of, he's got like, like falconers would keep a kind of a leather helmet over the eyes of the of like the birds, of like the hawks and stuff, to kind of keep them calm. There you see something similar to that over the face of the Umber Hulk. And then as you go to look about and you look over to where Eloree's wagon is, the door is open. You look inside, it's empty.
Ah,
It is completely bare.
she must have come back.
And there's
I
no
was
sign
I had
of
a
her.
feeling she might do that.
Do we see anything like footprints or anything?
Nope.
No. Huh. Well, she was a little lady, so she probably didn't leave that much footprints. Are all the wagons there?
The wagons are there. That are they all appear to be there. Everything else is there. It's just in a little bit of disarray from the previous night. But her wagon is completely bare, and the other creatures are kind of where they were. So very, very kind of unsettling. And Zelios and his rest is like, so where is she?
He seems to have escaped. She's cleared out her wagon and left.
Yeah.
Feeling we're going to have to watch out for her.
Does the door on her wagon, does it still have the protruding needle? Does it look like it's been tampered with at all?
Not that you can tell.
Okay.
The mechanism there looks like, but everything inside, all the furnishings and everything else are all gone. It's completely bare inside.
She must have had to have another wagon. I don't see how she would have carried it by herself. Or she had some other people helping her. And she left old Bug Eyes and Mr. Fisticuffs. So she didn't take them.
Yep. They left them. Kind of they're kind of in their cages, and still seem to be bound up in their cages. Ellis and Lozak are kind of looking around and kind of like, well, let's not lose this opportunity. And they Lozak kind of starts to look about while Alyssa heads back into town to get all the rest of them to go. Zelios and his militia go over to the wagons where the Umber Hulk and the Gorillion are with Lozak, and be like,
Careful, don't get too close now.
they kind of look. Let's see that. So, what do you want to do with these, Lozak? What do you want to do with these?
I think that the carnival workers were still trying to decide what to do with them, and we're going to lean on the magistrate to decide.
Well, let's at least get them someplace a little less exposed out here. And they start to work with Lozak to kind of hitch them up and figure out what to, and start to work on breaking down the tent and the camp as efficiently as they can. Which is where we will end for tonight's session this week.
Cool.
Thank you everyone in the chat for watching. Whether it's on video later on YouTube or right now, it's much appreciated. How are you guys feeling after this?
Well, I feel like it was we totally should have used that charm that we had already got on her and walked her into the town and to the people, but I didn't think of that. So
I don't know. She would
they
have gone.
come back to bite us later.
Probably I think we should have gone after her right down on the spot, but that was just me.
Yeah.
You guys didn't want to, so I was like, that's fine. I felt weird because like it's hard to separate because I wouldn't want to have those people being dying, but characters wouldn't. My character wouldn't have a clue what was going on. I was sitting inside of a wagon, so.
Yeah. Titus, if he knew what was going on, he would have acted differently, but
Yeah.
Unaware, blissfully unaware.
That's what I'm thinking.
And like I said, Pearl didn't realize that she was kind of siding with the wrong side. So.
And Nin
They were
was
both
had
bad
enough,
sides, apparently.
had enough
so.
on his mind just by standing up to her for once.
You basically got that lying guy killed, Pearl. totally, no remorse.
Well, it wasn't what I was expecting for that, but hey, that's the joy of D&D and collaborative storytelling is I lay it out and you guys decide what to do with it.
Hey, it was fun. Whatever. That's fine.
Yeah, if we busted into a million pieces.
I'm just
That's okay.
interested to see where it goes. See what happens. See if there's anything to this.
Now there's somebody out in the wind. You have no idea what will happen with them, and you have the carnival people are going to break down the carnival and break it all apart and
We
kind
have
of
an
go about their
arch
ways.
nemesis.
Could be nothing. So.
Yep. And the Grillion and the Umber Hulk will be dealt with as well.
Huh. Do they have any petting zoos in Kofan?
Ooh, I'm not sure who would pet those.
No.
it might be one of those maybe deciding to kind of release them or ship them off. Who knows? We'll find out when we come back on the 20th, because
All
we're gonna
right.
take again. We're gonna take next week off because it's a holiday. It's a holiday weekend, so to speak, and still want to have. And since nighttime is a lot better for that than the morning, but you know, it's okay. Take a small break from time to time, right?
Right.
Yeah.
That's right. Everybody enjoy your Valentine's, and is it President's Weekend too?
Yes.
It is.
President's
Wow.
Weekend in the States. Valentine's.
Everybody go buy a car.
That was last week for me, remember?
Oh, yeah.
and I helped my daughter this morning get one. So I'm like, in 2 weeks,
2 weeks, two
Oh.
car notes. Yay!
I don't have to pay for the ones.
But it's all good. So I'm glad you guys spent your night with me to play some more D&D. Thank you everybody in the chat. You guys have a wonderful evening and a good week. Tomorrow morning, 12 noon over on YouTube. Gonna do some more miniature painting and can talk about the episode and what's going on. If you guys want to jump in, there's a voice channel open for cast members to ask questions and get info and kind of talk out some things. If there's some character stuff to kind of talk out, so I can make some notes. It's all good. So far the plan is to have Sunday with Scoo, but not. There's a slim chance I might have to, because something else might be coming up. Won't know for sure till then. But in the meantime, thank you everybody for watching. Have a great weekend. Love each
Thank
other,
you.
and we will see you on our next stream. Good night, everybody.
See you in 2 weeks.
Bye.
Bye.